Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it's Wednesday, November the 13th. This will be our chart lesson for today, and this is my second time to do this video. I had a 26-minute video and no audio, so I'm having to redo this. So I'm going to go through this thing extremely fast, and I apologize, especially since this is basically Friday. Just a reminder, I'll be out taking vacation Thursday and Friday, and no chart lessons on tomorrow, and no mid-morning chart lesson on Thursday or Friday. And if you would, please hold all your emails. Don't send me any emails for the next couple of days. I would kindly ask you not to do that, so when I come in on Monday, I don't have 1,000 emails stacked up for me to read. But again, I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. Let's get going here because this is my second time through it. You can see this is today's bar here. It's after 5, so we've already started the next day. But you can see it's a range type day. We closed slightly higher, but it's an inside bar. We didn't trade higher, and we didn't trade as low, but we didn't trade higher either. It looks like it's probably an equal high. The high on this bar was 36.50, and this one 35. So we didn't quite go as high, but we didn't go as low either. It's just an inside bar, just a range day, and you're gonna see that on the uh, on the 2,000 tick chart. Let's flip over there to that and get going on this. Get this thing wrapped up, please. Okay, here's our 2,000 tick chart. You can see the range day. You can see we did trade lower than the overnight lows, but we didn't close any lower than the overnight lows. And we did break out the highs up here and fail and turn back down. So, but it's just a range day. You can see we got back in the range, chopped around. We had the 7:30 a.m. CPI news, which had a big move up, and like always, or like usual, within an hour we took all that back and reset, and then we had a spike and channel up with a pretty strong move up. So then after that failed breakout, we turned back down. We never really could get below the midline of the um, range here, and we kind of closed somewhat similar to that as well. So just slightly above the midline. So it is, we did close up for the day compared to yesterday, but not by much because this is yesterday's close, this red line. And you can see we didn't close much higher than that. So anyway, let's zoom in here, go through the trades. And again, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly and we'll wrap this day up. You had to be patient today because of the news, but notice we clearly had two legs up, and there's a green channel in here with a break, a two-legged correction, and then a move to a new high, and it's two legs up to a new high. So that would be a second entry short right there. It's almost a two-bar matching high. This actually broke higher and failed and turned down and went right out the other side. Don't trade that on the engulfing bar. Wait for it to close. It's bearish enough, so if you wanted to go be a little aggressive and go short there, that turns out to be a really great move. If you took it, sometimes with the extra risk comes more reward. And if you take that trade, it's the only trade you need today, and you're done before 8 o'clock. You could be out of that trade with relatively easily 12 points. So just kind of playing it conservative. If you just got out when the first bar broke higher, you get over 12 points there. So that's what we like to do. That's our hope. But anyway, there it is. You get a close outside of that channel, move to a new low, and instead of rallying, we just kind of started chopping sideways here. Got stuck in this range. We did have a triple test down here. This moved outside. It doesn't make a new low, but it's kind of lower in these last couple of moves down. It's really hard to say where this low is. It could be a little further down here like so, but you get more touches here. So I tended to like that one a little better. But either way, it closes inside no matter where you put it, but it's probably more like this right here. And it's a nice signal bar, and we clearly tested that low at least 3 times. So I like that one. There's a higher low here, but it doesn't set up it's not a very good setup. And again, you got a triple test up here. Again, it doesn't quite make a new high. It makes a higher high than this one, but It closes relatively inside the range, and I think that's bearish enough. I like that one. And again, there's another nice move. So if you got either one of those trades, maybe all you need today. But notice the channel working down, close outside, move to a new low, and then we got a two-legged correction and made another move down. But right here you get a triple, at least a triple, probably a quadruple test, and a very bearish signal bar. So I like that one. It's still in the green channel, so maybe you wait on the lower high. And if you wait on the lower high, you don't get a trade. So if you're not a little aggressive there, you don't get that entry. I don't think you can enter on this one. And then there's no setup on this whole move down. It's a shame because it's a really nice move down. And then notice we bounce. We kind of bounce right there where the previous overnight low was. We make a higher low here. Now, the reason I made this green and not blue on this higher low, because that is a triple test now, but we don't. This is a fairly strong move, and we don't have a close outside with even a retest attempt yet. Sometimes you don't get them, sometimes you do, but it's risky going long there, so I marked it green. It is closed outside of this channel. It is still a long way away from the EMA, so the odds are we could go back to the EMA. And it actually shoots on through. Then you get a break, and it ends up making a retest, but it gets two legs. It gets one leg with two legs in it, then a two-legged correction, and another two-legged correction before it starts higher. So this is a second entry short, basically a little double top there. And so I like going short on it. There's plenty of room there to get out. So then we fell out the bottom. Again, you're better off to wait on the higher low here, but we don't get a set. We get a higher low, but it's not. There's no setup there to trade. So if you didn't take this, if you weren't a little aggressive on this, and plus this is a second entry after a move to a new low. So and really you get two legs down there. So there's a good chance this could be the center of the pattern of this. And if that's the case, you got a big move coming here. I didn't put it on there to even see what it did. But you can see we made a perfect measure move and then started going sideways there. We ended up going higher from there. We came back and tested that point again. But at that point, that looks like two measured legs up to me. So, but it comes back here, it tests this again. And once again, you're in this channel here and you don't have any close outside. Maybe you argue for that one to be green. But because we just had a failed breakout, it could keep going. So I'm much less hesitant to enter on this one, even though I entered here because we had the failed breakout to the low side. And a lot of times they'll fail it out one side to move it through the other, and they still couldn't move it through here. And look how it rallies up. So this is a little more dangerous than this one for that reason. Hopefully that makes sense. Because we had this breakout up on the top, and a lot of times that'll send it on through the other side. But we rally up, we get a close outside, and a couple of swings to a new high. I don't think you want to go short there. You can't go long on this one. There's not enough room to get out. Then we fell out the top, and there's just no decent setup there. And then finally you get another test down here. I like going. This one's similar to the other one, but we don't. But you got at least a triple test here, and you don't have a close outside to the low side. So I like this one to go long on because it's clearly a leg down, two-legged correction, and another leg down. So and there's plenty of room back to this high here. So I like that one. We run up here and then we start working sideways. Here you get another triple test. Somebody will probably say, well, what about these highs? But here's your real high and your measured move. We did just almost meet a measured move, so that's something to think about. But with a triple test there and enough room there, I think you're okay to go long there. And you may get more than that, which you do. You can see you get another channel working up, close outside, and move to a new high, and it turns down. Unfortunately, there's no way to trade this back. And then now we confirm this trend line. We do get a higher low too. We get a close outside, new low, then a higher low, but that signal bar is just not good enough. and we run up here and we get stuck in this congestion. There's really just another little range here, but the problem is this congestion. And I don't see anything there that would make me want to go short. That one is tempting, but you see what would have happened if you go short into that previous support across there, you get burned. It's a shame that you didn't get a better signal bar here, but just don't get it. And you can't go long here because this is your signal bar and it doesn't break above the green one. And that's another nice move up with a close outside, new high. It's tempting to go short there, but this is a nice spiking channel, so it's probably going to fail. Because it's a failed breakout, maybe you take that trade, but I'm going to tell you that's aggressive, but it turns out to be a nice move down, and you get a close outside, and it tries and tries and tries to make a new low and can't. I don't see any longs there. It makes another breakout. Definitely don't go short now. It turns down here, comes back. You finally get a close outside and a move to a new low, and it reverses. Now you can't go long on the engulfing bar because that's a no-bodied bar, and it's just, I mean, it's 15 ticks. It's just so big right into the EMA, and then the next bar doesn't break higher, so you just can't go long there. And then there's no other setups here, and you move to another high. Now you've got your break of this blue channel. You got two legs up, and it makes a double top and fails. A very nice signal bar. It's also a first entry, second entry, so maybe you take that trade. I think you're better off to wait on the lower high, which comes here. And so now you got a lower high, very nice signal bar, still way away from the EMA. That's the safer place to enter. And you may get a runner on this one too. You may not ride that correction out, but you probably get a runner. And if you just wait till the first bar breaks higher, you ride it all the way down to here. And you may have taken this one. So you get another second entry here, but that's an inside bar. I think it looks a little congested across there. I'd just wait. And even though this makes a lower high, it still looks like two legs back to the trend line. Really, you don't have a trend line there yet, but to the EMA. And so you may go short there. It's a little aggressive. It's not a perfect setup, but if you're a really good chart reader and you understand, really notice how we had this support here. And this is a pullback after we shot through it, a pullback to retest it, and it turns down off of it. Plus, you got this acting as resistance now that was support. You got resistance from the EMA and maybe resistance off a trend line. So there's several reasons to consider going short there. If you don't go short there, you just don't really. This is a first entry. This is all two sideways. Just congestion. But you do get a break of the yellow one here, move to a new low, and then you make a higher low. I like it's still plenty of room back to the EMA. It's way down here. If it breaks above, you're probably at least going to the EMA, and you may reverse. And again, you get another really nice move up. Close outside, two legs up, and a chance to go short. Now, you probably want to wait on the lower high here. It's getting late in the day, so there's more reason to wait on the lower high. But that far away from the EMA with a break and two legs up, maybe you take that trade, and it would have worked. Again, it's a little aggressive just because it's late in the day, and you're better off to wait on the lower high just to get proof that we're reversing, because sometimes this thing will make that one more little push up. But it's clearly a break and two legs up. So there it is. And I apologize that I kind of had to rush through that one. But it's just a range day. It's just more of the same what we've been getting the last couple of days. And we may continue to get more of that until there's, the market tends to like Trump being the president. And so we've got that rallying. We've got all the crypto coins have been rallying like crazy. Bitcoin went over 90,000 a day. I don't know what it is now. Let me look. Yeah, it's still over 90,000. I think, I'm not sure what it got up to. Let me see if it tells me what it got up to here. Looks like it got up to 93,000 something was the high, 93, almost 93.5, and right now it's just above 90. So that's a really big move. A lot of them were up. A lot of them have turned down mildly now, but they were just really rallying. So I'm sure they deserve. It was time for them to pull back a little bit after rallies like that. But I don't have a lot of cryptos. I dabble in them, buy a little bit of all of them just in case one goes to the moon. I want to get my piece of it. I missed out years ago on Bitcoin. I have some, but I bought in when it was a lot higher. If I'd got in when it was pennies, I'd be a gazillionaire and already retired. Uh, but I didn't believe in it and didn't think it could ever do what people said it would do. But I should have been a believer, I guess, because if you'd have bought shares when they were in when it was $1 or so or under $1, and you'd be I mean, there's no telling. I probably would have cashed it out before it got to this point, but still, just think about the money you could have made. If you bought Bitcoin at $1 a share, I don't know what the lowest it ever was. I don't remember. I don't even know what it started at, but I'm pretty sure I think you could buy it at $1 a coin at one time. And if you bought it $1 a coin and you only had one coin, you'd have $90,000 today. So imagine what $100 worth would have done you. You'd have you'd have a lot of money. So anyway, um, I'm gonna wrap it up. This was a longer video than I wanted because I had to do it twice, and the first one was 26 minutes. I went through a long spiel about some stuff I talked about, but I'll save it for Monday, and we'll try to redo that part Monday. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hope you have a great weekend. Again, I'll be gone Thursday and Friday. Won't be in the office. No chart lessons. No mid-morning reports. No emails. I'm shutting it off, and I'll be back Monday. So hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. I'm done for today. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.